Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today I'm going to tell you a bunch of colors and which fragrance are the best according to these colors. So it might be like 2 months ago now. I did a video about it was called the same thing for those who smell in color, and it was about some color, which fragrance are the best and that represent that color. I did all the like primary and secondary color, brown and black, gray and white. But there's some color that I think are somewhat important color that I haven't touched, and I think they still deserve to be talked about. So the first obvious one that I forgot is pink, and pink for me, when I think of it's something feminine, something floral, and the first note that will come to my mind is the note of rose. And I think rose, like rose, if you don't know, is the same word as pink in French, which is rose. I think that helped me to have like that link that pink is the rose scent. And when I think of what is the best like rose scent, what will deserve the place, it's a bit hard. There's like three fragrances that really come to my mind as really strong contestant. There's Burberry Brit, there's Toy Boy, and there is Aramis 900. And it's really hard to put the best one of all these three. I would put Burberry Brit actually. And the reason is that Burberry Brit is not a bold scent at all. When you think of the note of rose, it's really a feminine note, at least in like North America. I know in the Arabic country, I heard that it's more of a masculine note, but in North America, it's more of a feminine note. And if you think of Toy Boy, they really played on that note to have a bold fragrance, and still it's a nice fragrance. It's great, but it's challenging. It's bold for a lot of people. If you think of Aramis 900, it's the same thing. It's bold. The note of rose is really present. There's other stuff, but it's still a bold fragrance. But Burberry Brit is just a really nice, cozy barbershop fragrance that's extremely easy to wear. Really one of the best barbershop scent ever made, and most likely the most ever made with a strong rose note. And they made a fragrance of rose with a really feminine note that's actually extremely easy to wear for a man. And I think that's why they deserve the first place. So I would say the two others are maybe a bit more like either bold or influential in the world of fragrance, but still Burberry Brit best pink fragrance. Next, somewhat obvious color me is beige. And beige is, it's hard to pick like a specific note that will be like a beige kind of note. I would think first of anything that have anything to do with fabric or with wood, but not necessarily something really bold. First fragrance that come in my mind with this is Black Walnut by Banana Republic, which is a really like woody fragrance. It's pure wood that it smells. Though I don't think it deserves at all the title of being the best beige fragrance, though it's the first one that come to my mind. Actually, what I think would be the best fragrance would be Classic Red by Jaguar, which is a really great sandalwood fragrance. Remind me of stuff like Abbey Rouge by Guerlain without the lemon and without a bit of the longevity and without the benzoin, but I had that little style. And yeah, I think sandalwood is a wood, so it makes sense that it's beige fragrance. I don't think that the sandalwood is often represented by that color. I think usually it's black, but still I think Classic Red by Jaguar, best beige fragrance. Next color, I've got two color really similar, turquoise and teal. And for me, the difference between turquoise and teal is that one seems more aquatic, turquoise, and the other seems more woody, which is teal. And for the best teal fragrance, that's pretty easy because teal for me it reminds me a little bit of like old copper when it's becoming green, and this reminds me a little bit of all the moss and all those things. And for me, oak moss would be a strong note for TEAL. So one man show, original by Jacques Bogart, would be the best teal fragrance for me. There's a lot of oak moss fragrance, especially from the 80s. But for me, it's the fragrance that the oak moss is the most shown in the fragrance. And for turquoise, I went to just get the sample kit that I had. I would say with Acqua di Gio, the original would be the best turquoise fragrance. There's a little something of being next to the sea, next to the water with this fragrance. Let's say light blue might have a little bit of a second place over there, but Acqua di Gio, maybe Acqua di Gio Profondo also. Actually, yeah, Acqua di Gio Profondo will be better as a turquoise fragrance than the original. So Profundo, light blue as a second place, and spot. Next two color on my list, it's silver and gold, and those fragrance. There's nothing really that come to my mind as being something super representative of these color. But for silver, I would imagine something that is really nice, really fancy, but not like too much in your face like gold. First fragrance that will come to my mind with this is Pegasus by Parfum de Marly, which is a really, really great almond fragrance, probably the best almond fragrance on the market. It smells absolutely amazing. And so they don't have a bottle of this. You just have a sample that maybe have one use left, but it's great, amazing fragrance. It's really sweet, creamy. It's beautiful. And for the gold, I would imagine something that's really more in your face, that's really more expensive and more flashy, if we can say it like that. Actually, for gold, I would think of Beau de Jour by Tom Ford. It's really nice, really great fragrance. It smells extremely natural. It's a bit expensive. I would say smell like nothing else, though a lot of people compare it to other stuff, but it smells really natural, really unique. Because anyway, things people compare it to are not like common stuff anyway. And yeah, best gold fragrance will be Beau de Jour by Tom Ford. Now, two last color. First one is burgundy, and burgundy, which is pretty much dark red, but burgundy would be a bit darker than usual red fragrance. So for burgundy, it's really hard to say like what is a note that really represents burgundy. I'm thinking maybe about cherry. Cherry is really like red, dark color, represent well fragrance. Burgundy also, it's bold yet classic. I was thinking a lot about this one, and I think it's the color that was the hardest, like the easiest to find, but the hardest to figure out fragrance. Also, I'm not really used to smell a lot of cherry fragrance, and like the first two one that came to my mind with like a note of cherry is L'Homme Idéal by Guerlain and Maderas de Oriente Oscuro by PK Perfumes. But I think what I will put as the best one, I think it might be like easily challengeable as the best burgundy fragrance. I would put Maderas de Oriente Oscuro because it's really great fragrance. It smells like the smoke of a cherry wood tree, and it's a really great fragrance. I think it, from what I smelled, it's and that I can remember, the best fragrance to put there in the burgundy wood smoke. It's classic and it's a bit bold at the same time. So I think it really deserved the first place as the best burgundy fragrance. It's just that I'm not quite sure how like accurate burgundy is to describing the fragrance, but that's the fragrance I'm putting for burgundy. And last color, it's light purple, and light purple that a lot of people call lavender, and in French we say lila, which is lilac. You can maybe call it also lilac in English, that little color. So it will be lilac and lavender. And first fragrance I thought with lilac was Lalique pour Homme by Lalique. But thinking about it, lilac and lavender, there's actually an amazing fragrance with those two notes. So it might not be like the most dominant note of the fragrance, but really great fragrance. And it's Fougère Royale by Houbigant. If you've never tried this fragrance, you need to absolutely at least get a decan or something. It's amazing fragrance. Also, it's the fragrance that created the type of fragrance that we call Fougère, so that's another good reason to try it. The fragrance is amazing, and definitely it deserves the best light purple, lavender, lilac, or whatever how you call that color as the best fragrance from that color. So hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, well, like and share. If you have other color you want me to be doing a part 3, put a list in the comments. I think I went through all the like solid important color. I went silver, gold. I didn't do copper because copper is kind of the metallic brown, and I don't want to go into like the same color with just adjective given to it, like electric blue and stuff like that. I mean, blue is blue in the end. But if there's any other color specifically you want me to tell you which is the best fragrance, make maybe another video, put it in the comment. So thanks for watching and see you soon.